Frogger, that's 0-0. Taylor through the middle to McNaughton. Garcia. McNaughton is open. That should be an easy score, and it is. Again, it's okay. I feel that's okay for Crazy. Like, you know, get a few mix-ups. I don't know how they're going to defend necessarily Snake Country, but if they keep scoring, that's okay.
Every defensive point for this Crazy team has been a different look. That one looked like they showed a bit of a 3-3-1 zone for only a few throws to maybe stop that set flood play from happening. And then the male players of Crazy fell into person defense pretty quickly, but it looked to me like the women ended up in a bit of a poach to kind of contain the Snake Country women. I really appreciate that they're trying to cycle through these defenses. They're trying to fail fast, right, and find the right the right one. I really enjoy when teams do that, and I think what it indicates is that they have a deep arsenal of defensive looks that they can play with, and they're willing to try them all kind of at the front end of this game.
Right.
But we do have a timeout now. Do you know who took it?
I think Boston took it,
Okay.
and we do want to welcome our YouTube viewers. Thanks for tuning in here. You are watching the first round here at the U.S. Open 2019, the start of the Triple Crown Tour for winning the Triple Crown. Obviously, we had the Colorado Cup TCT event 2 weeks ago. Boston Snake Country, this is their debut this season. They were not at Colorado Cup. They were at Boston Invite, however. Crazy, we have not seen them here in the States. This is their first international matchup. This is a team that finished second at Japan Nationals recently, and they are looking pretty good here. It's all hold so far. Snake Country up 4-3 as they did receive the disc to start this game. They will be pulling. The wind is pretty light. Pretty nice day out here. Fields are amazing. They're pretty springy, pretty soft. Pretty good action out here. Lovely day to play. We see a monstrous Snake Country roster behind us, but this Crazy roster you're looking at has we counted 10, only 10 players today.
I think it's 11 now.
Yeah, they might be up to 11. One of them, Minoru Yahata, you might have seen on Reddit. She has a sensational video that someone posted of some highlight reel plays she's made diving for discs. So we look to see her out there. And another player who's not here is Akifumi Morooko, who you might have seen play in some other divisions of late.
Adding fresh legs on day 2 of a 3-day tournament is a really interesting variable and wrinkle to add to a team's success, especially when they're well-known names who make big plays. So this Crazy team seems to be kind of just fine without those big names. So we're going to probably expect, you know, a little bit of a run here. Maybe they find a way to make an impact in this tournament once they have their full squad.
Now this is cool. So the first 3 points was all a male dominator handler set, and now they've switched it up completely and have a female dominated handler set. All 3 women backfield. So great versatility we're seeing from Crazy right now. See if they can, how they possess. Now there's a male poacher in the lane. That's Davis Whitehead, I believe, for Boston Snake Country.
Interesting. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. It's a good mix it up, keep Snake Country on their toes a little bit. A little too far on this pass, however. Chris Waite will pick it up for Boston Country. For Snake Country, throw up a hammer. It's going to hang, but it's caught by Davis Whitehead. And that's a break for Snake Country. That is over Minoru Yahata, number 5. I mistakenly called her number 10, as she is seen in the videos. So the Dominator set, unfortunately, goes a little too long on one of the passes, and Snake Country gets the break.
That was a really interesting sequence in general. I think these Japanese ladies are really talented at those kind of low release edged break throws, and we're hoping to kind of run more of a weave, but Snake Country's personnel were able to respond to that situation. I'm curious if it was meant as a little bit of a break for, again, when you're managing a small roster, there are a number of different ways to kind of make sure that everybody stays healthy and is okay and is not overexerting themselves. So switching up those offensive looks is an interesting way to do that, while also balancing the touches that all of your team is able to get. I think I'm just impressed with the number of different things we've seen from this crazy team so
Right.
far. I feel like a lot of U.S. teams maybe learn 1 or 2 offenses a season, maybe learn 1, maybe 2 defensive looks that aren't person defense, and we've already seen more than that from crazy in this one game, resulting in just the one break, one mistake pretty much so far.
The pull from Hirschberger will sit up, and now it's Nikuchi and Matsumoto back behind the disc.
Snake Country in a little bit of a poach look of their own, which is an interesting idea here, and that scooter is batted away.
Yeah, that was close. EDA had that disc for a second and then seemed to lose it. The disc, if it hits the ground, it will be wet. The ground is still damp out here. And that's Cox with the disc. Oh, tricky throw, but finds his person. And that is Chelsea Murphy, a new addition to this team. Grin, Alex Grin, number 10, also a new addition to this team. Coming over from the mixed team Metro North. Murphy had played with Brute Squad. Sorry, yeah, Brute Squad, Bucket, and Ozone. So Atlanta-based Murphy now with the disc. The lefty, and it's a goal. She directed her player there, Colette Pellegrini. She said, you know what, come to the front cone, I'll get you. And Pellegrini makes that cut, and Murphy finds her.
Well contested there by the Japanese defender as well. There was a stoppage on that play. I think it may have been a pick call. Always helpful to kind of run that back for the folks at home to understand the flow. This turnover that happened against the zone, unfortunate, right? That Scuba just kind of edging back towards the male defender in that cup. But good to see Snake Country working through their sets as well. I think that timeout that they took may have been a little bit of a refocus. Like we talked about a little bit earlier, sometimes pool play games, especially the first game of the day, there's a little bit of a getting warmed up delay. Sometimes it can't go into your zone of optimal performance right away in the morning.
Zop.
The zop.
The zop.
So to speak. So it looks like they may even be doing a little bit of a calculated, game to 3 or 4, take a timeout, and then try to regroup and go.
Well,
so we'll see what else we got from Snake Country here.
As you say that, Aaron, it's crazy here just called a timeout.
Oh.
So they're looking to maybe do the same and say, hey, we were able to hang with this team right from the get-go, and we haven't in the last couple of points here. Let's take a timeout, let's regroup, and let's find out what we need to do to get into our zop. if they, I don't know if the Japanese use a zop, but they might. It might be more of a zen optimal performance.
Perhaps.
In Japan.
Yeah, I really appreciate how far our sport has come in recent years in kind of producing that kind of literature for coaches and being able to have a collective language to talk about things like mental toughness and sports performance in general. I think a lot of teams are starting to adopt more of a purposeful mentality when it comes to competition mindsets and are doing a lot more mental training, and I think that's a really positive thing for our sport and any sport to think hard about that kind of, I guess the other phrases like what is it, brain 1 and brain 2.
Brain 1 and brain 2? I've never heard that one.
I think, we can nerd out about mental toughness.
I love it.
Later, Tony. I just appreciate when teams are purposeful with their timeouts and where you can make it like a.
But I don't see why not, because it's ultimate. So Nkuchi here, and Nkuchi will pick it up again and move it quickly up to Kenta, who sends it. Oh, tip. This could work out well for Crazy.
Oh.
And it does. Yanagasawa picks up another one. Fortunate there as the tip disc hung it up in the air, the breeze, and it works for Crazy.
Certainly not how they drew it up, I don't think. But we got to see.
That's a good reaction. He's they're laughing about it like, yeah, well, we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. Definitely still here to have fun. I think that was the first maybe flash that we got to see of the speed potential of that receiver. What was his name again?
Yeah, Yanagasawa. That's his third goal already. So certainly is someone they are targeting in the end zone.
Absolutely, but that throw went up when he was still back here behind the brick mark and just starting to gather speed, and then he hit a very fast acceleration. So that's really interesting to see. I know in zone games you don't necessarily get to see the breakout speed of an individual player. So that looked like a set play to me to try to isolate him in the backfield.
Out of the timeout.
And maybe the throw wasn't exactly the throw they wanted, but it looks like if they had put it out to space in the end zone, he would have gotten there.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It was a clean look, great defense from Boston, and just unfortunate that they were able to it tipped and hung up in the air.
That's a nice flick pull.
I like that. Reminds me of Justin Allen, I think, does that for Ring of Fire, the big flick pull you don't see too often.
Here's yet another zone look from Japan.
Yeah, this is a zone. Wow, this is an interesting one. Oh, good opportunity there, but nice throw. Pryl for years, of course, number 8 there, one of the elite cutters for the men's team Ironside, and we see him, and also Truck Stop for that match. And now it's getting high stall count. Oh, my goodness. Lucky break for Jacob Taylor and Snake Country as that scuba just sailed a little bit over the top of the crazy defender to Jake Herman for the goal at a high stall count.
If I'm crazy right now, I'm pretty pleased with actually how those decisions were made by the offensive players, right? Defense is not just about getting a hand on the disc. Some of it is a long game and trying to get offensive players to make decisions that are not their preferred, easy favorite decision, but maybe their last-ditch high stall thing. And that scuba was exactly the look that zone seems to be trying to bait. Just an unfortunate, 2 inches maybe were the difference between a D and an opportunity to break for Crazy and that clean hold from Snake Country.
Kasuke Matsumoto there with the bid. And yes, just a little short, but I agree with you, Aaron. That is excellent defense and forced on a throw that really was a bailout, and they got lucky. So they trade lucky points, lucky goals, I guess the two teams do.
If you put in enough effort, it's not lucky anymore, right?
That sounds like coach speak.
That's what I'm good at.
Okay.
Let's go.
You're not lucky, you're good. I mean, there's some truth to that, though, you know?
Well, then that's not a very growth mindset thing to say. No, you got to put in the effort to be good.
Okay.
And if you work hard enough, sometimes things go your way that wouldn't have gone your way if you weren't working hard. So.
Motivation, I like that.
Yeah. Person defense here from Snake Country. Oh,
sort
I spoke too soon. I lied to you. I apologize. Another junk look here from Snake Country, trying to force Crazy to scuba some more. This is more scubers than I was expecting this early in the morning, to be honest with you.
The conditions are ripe, though. It's good. It's not too windy. And the lefty switch there from the Japanese player, that's Matsumura. And he was able to find then Suzuki, Haruka Suzuki, and Inkochi, of course, is all over the place. And now they're breaking through the zone a little bit as they're moving upfield very well. It's Crazy. But now a little bit of a trap there as Misha Hersku, number 21, is getting in there. They break through again. The chance is there. Now, nice fake at the Inkochi.
Snake Country firing out of this, or at least saying fire.
Yeah, they are to person defense now.
Yes. A couple slips here. I wonder if the ground is still wet enough to cause some footing issues.
A give and go, and there's going to be a pick call. As you can see, there's still nice patience here from this Tokyo Osaka team. Yanagasawa will have the disc. I like that once that came to a person defense, they were able to reset into that vertical stack very efficiently.
It is really interesting. One of the strengths of this Crazy team is that give and go mentality, and to be able to do that against that junk look seems to just be playing into Crazy's strengths, to be honest.
Wow, what a nice find there as they get it over the other side of the field, and that's point for Crazy.
That's awesome. That's a good stat.
It is, right? I mean, every single player out there got a piece of that play, and that was about 20, 25 passes maybe.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I'm noticing from this crazy team is, so this give and go mentality is something that other teams have, right? But the crazy team is throwing the upline throw before it becomes the difficult around upline throw.
Okay.
So it's more of a dishy through, which is a little bit of an interesting and maybe faster way to deliver the give go. So I don't know. I think it's really interesting to watch, but there were maybe 8 give and goes in that point where as soon as the thrower threw it, they were past their defender maybe one step and then immediately got the disc back. And I think normally we see teams try to wait for that power position to develop a little bit more before they hit it. So that's an interesting wrinkle that I'm noticing from the crazy offense right now.
Yeah, very dialed in. The players know the moves, and that's a sneaky break from Garcia. Mike Naughton sends us, but it floats, and there's a D opportunity. No, it's caught, reeled in by Kimberly Culpin.
Male defender from Crazy there, very close to making a play, just misread a little bit of that maybe float that's coming from behind the camera right now into the field.
That's half is out piece of plastic. Moves to Garcia, who throws the goal. We're going to take a short break for halftime. We'll wrap at you about some other stuff coming up kind of soon here. So it's 8-2. We'll see the score up here in a minute. Snake Country right now, the number 4 seed, is leading this game. It's been mostly holds, 2 breaks for Snake Country. Crazy from Japan, the number 2 team from the national championships there in the mixed division. Their first time here in the States, holding well here in the morning at the US Open. How you guys doing, Ian? Can you hear us, right? All right. Cool. I love your insight. You're pretty. This is like a good combo because you're actually seeing things and just totally not seeing it all. It's great. Start of the second half here at the U.S. Open. First round game in Pool D. This is a big shot down from Crazy, and it's not going to work as that finds the turf. So looked like a design play again, Aaron, out of the half from Matsumura. He cannot find his target downfield in Haruka Suzuki, and so Boston Snake Country will get a chance to break.
Well, we're going to see another junk look here from Crazy off the turn. Obviously, the temptation with a set play is that you feel like you have to take the big shot or like let your team down. Oh, another close defensive effort there from Crazy as Snake Country works the disc pretty close to the end zone here.
Matsumura really had a bid there to try to get back that misthrow that he had, but unable to come up with the D, and Snake Country still with a chance here. And they sling it, they move it around, and they fired into the end zone for John Cox. And that's a throw from Jamie Quella, number 64, and that's a break for Snake Country to start the second half.
Good way to come out and make a statement for Snake Country and kind of continue the momentum they had in the latter part of the first half. Interesting to see from the Crazy team here. They, off that turn, they set up with a woman as the mark in this poachy zone, and also with a woman as kind of the off handler defender, leaving the male players from Crazy in the backfield. Made for an interesting juxtaposition of a very, very tall man with a very short woman mark, but didn't seem to impact necessarily the play of the game. That one big look that went off. Again, you know, kind of we're playing in a game of inches here, and if Crazy can start to get a hand on some of those, a lot more of these opportunities might go their way.
Yeah, it's true. If they're able to dial in where that range is, that's a couple of shorted throws now to the end zone. The play is there. It's open. The wind isn't too much of a factor. So once they start to get later into this tournament, maybe they'll find their touch on those deep looks. Aaron, we saw one of your friends, the captain of Dragon Thrust here recently. They're watching this game, right? They're in this pool as the 5 seed. Is that correct?
Yes, they are. So they are starting to arrive at the field to warm up for the next game.
And they will be playing one of these teams. We'll look at the schedule in a bit, but they are assessing both these teams right now.
Yeah, there was a little bit of an interesting formatting change for the U.S. Open this year. My understanding is that the pools have all of the pools have 3 teams, I believe, and 1 international team per pool, which is different than past years. So it will be pretty cool to keep track of how the pools go if they go to seed and whatnot. But everyone will get an opportunity to play an international team this year, which hasn't always been true. So that's a really good opportunity for us to kind of build relationships internationally, and I think makes it a lot more fun for the teams competing.
A turn there from Crazy gives Snake Country another opportunity to start this half. And Whitehead, one of the captains of this team, him and Anna Bador, and he finds his target. That is Anna Bador. Captain to captain. Davis Whitehead to Anna Bador for the score and the break for Snake Country. Take advantage of the turn from Crazy. Good defense there from Snake Country. And this will be, you know, I'm looking at the field. I see more players from Crazy. I think some of their other players are starting to arrive here now.
I'm still counting 11, Tony.
Well, we started with 10, so at least we're up to 11.
Oh.
Turn it up to 11.
Turn it up to 11. If we weren't just coming out of half, the errors that we're seeing feel a lot more like fatigue errors to me. Unfortunately, because we're coming out of halftime and there was an opportunity to kind of regroup and hydrate and maybe get some calories, I'm not sure. It seems uncharacteristic based on the Crazy team that we saw in those first few points of the first half, and certainly consistently through the first half holding cleanly, to have a turf error and the other miscue. So I hope that they take an opportunity here to mentally reset. They have a lot more to give, I think, in this game, and not at the expense of tiring out their players. They have shown us how efficient they can be. So they really just have to, recall who they are. Who is Crazy?
I have to. What is crazy?
What is crazy? Very efficient. They are very efficient.
They're very efficient, and I think I want to give credit to Boston for that, because they have found a way on defense. They kind of did what you were saying earlier that Crazy was doing, which is fail fast. So the first 3 points of this game, they were basically torn up by Crazy's offense, and they have now switched to all sorts of different looks. Saw a zone to person defense earlier. Now this is a matchup straight person defense. Still sails a little high, and it's picked up nicely by number 13. That is Idea from Crazy.
Well, I'm going to have to throw a little bit after this game to figure out what this wind is doing, because it really doesn't feel like it would impact throws, but we have seen a number of kind of popped throws on this high side over here nearest to us, and that may indicate that I am getting a false reading on the wind right now. That's another one that's maybe a little bit higher than intended. It looks like a call is being made on that contact.
Yeah, that's our goal scorer leader right now, Yanagasawa in the end zone, number 96, to throw from Nakasone Kenta. And this will come to the line. And Yanagasawa will pick it up with the opportunity here now. Okay, and they're just saying that, okay, you have to check the disc in where the violation occurred. Surprised here that I guess it was a contested foul then, Aaron, because it comes down the line like it's not just a goal if it was uncontested from Hirschberger there, number 43.
I think that in the 11th edition, they changed that rule so that even if it was uncontested, it would come to the line.
It would come to the line?
Yeah. I do want to take a second and shout out Jonah Shaver. That's the observer on the field right now. He's the head observer of all of Minnesota's competition, but often dabbles in kind of the Midwest region. He, of course, is bilingual and is able to speak Japanese to the Crazy players, which I think is a really, like, wow, I'm impressed. And he's doing a really good job of mitigating situations like this that could have, you know,
yeah, that looked pretty
resulted in a longer conversation that was maybe impeded by language barriers, and having him here cleaned that up and made it a really efficient conversation. So good on you, Jonah. You're doing a good job.
So we do have a trivia question for you, Aaron, and for all our everyone who's watching. I think you know the answer to this.
Okay.
What year did the mixed division start? And there's a follow-up to that, which is, what was it called at the time? And you know the answer, the second answer to that question.
Yes. I know that it was called co-ed. And since it happened before I was playing, I feel like we're talking 1999.
Okay. We have a 99.
That's my hesitant guess to fail gloriously in front of hundreds of viewers at home.
So if you want to respond on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, and we'll see who gets the answer first. What year did the mixed division start here for USA Ultimate? And what was that division called? There's a third bonus to that, which is who won the mixed division in its inaugural year.
Oh dear. Okay. I don't even know where to start.
Do you want a hint? I'll give you a hint.
No, don't give anyone a hint yet. This is the first trivia of the
All
day.
Right. It's too early for hints.
Let them struggle a little bit.
Right.
They can have a discussion. They can work together. It can be open book. I don't care. But yeah, I appreciate that you know, like, you wrote this book, right, on the history of Ultimate.
I did write a book on the history of
So I appreciate that you know things about Ultimate that I do not know and would have no cause to maybe go find out. But I know we celebrated a big anniversary of Ultimate recently.
Yeah, the 50th.
The 50th. And so, you know, I think it would behoove a bunch of us to go Google some of these historical facts about Ultimate, because it's fun to know about. It's fun how far we've come. It's really, it can be really informative, right? There are things like defenses, like this one, like zone defense, that have like trended over the years. You know, I'm sure we'll hear more from you later about maybe more specific on-field elements of Ultimate, but you know, I did just get you on the 11th edition rule change, so I'll throw some rules questions
give me the
back
rules,
at you, maybe.
Ooh, that's a missed throw. Garcia throws right into the poach.
Well, that's exactly what Crazy wanted. Let's see if they can get a little bit of momentum here and maybe log a break. Yeah,
great opportunity here for Crazy. They've been playing very excellently, but haven't had too many opportunities, so this is a great one now. Saruhara with the disc. believe that D was also from Matsumura. Saitahara guarded by Garcia. They're just discussing where this will come in, and it's dropped back down. Inkuchi turfs it. Unfortunate for Inkuchi. The big throw comes out from Taylor. He's got Piers McNaughton open in the end zone. He's short of it, though. McNaughton will drop it down for the goal to Kristen Lundquist. And the crazy player there, you see Inkuchi upset with himself after really kind of rushing that forehand into the turf on the break opportunity. And not to be for crazy, as Snake has the hold here at 11-6.
The age range difference maybe showing itself a little bit here. You've got the very young team from Crazy making some fundamental errors, and certainly getting really amped when they do a really good job, and then maybe kind of settling into some mistakes that happen when you are excited that you're doing well, right? That maybe that even keel kind of feel that most really experienced older teams have. Really appreciate Snake Country responding with a fast break there. Clearly having a little bit of an interesting time on offense on O-line right now, seeing basically a different defensive look every time, which has got to be a mental exercise at the very least. So as soon as they were able to get that disc back, I appreciate that they went fast break and were able to score without any defenders in sight. That's a really smart move from them, a way to use their strengths and capitalize on that miscue.
Yeah, and when you see the team that you're playing against sort of make that kind of mistake, you have that quick opportunity where they're just not totally focused, and a quick strike is a good look there.
Snake Country also taking some lanes away here.
A lot of different lanes. Interesting. Chris Waite there, number 12. Number 3, Anna Bador. Part of this crafty looking interesting zone. I don't know what to call it, Aaron. And now they're in two-person again. So
it looks to me like they had a discussion about the give and goes and have put some players in lanes that specifically prevent that movement from occurring.
Yeah.
Which is really smart. As a stoppage happens here again, we've seen a lot of U.S. teams struggle to stop the tight inside lanes that Japanese utilize, those quick throws and those give and go motions. And we've seen a lot of coaches try and either force backhand or force straight up. And so I think Snake Country is doing a really good job. Oh, nice bid there. But they are taking away the movement, the receiver movement, instead of focusing on trying to eliminate the throw window, which I think is really interesting and effective right now.
Narumi Tomoda with the disc. She made that great layout play earlier. She moves it up to Kenta. Kenta looking. Now they are slowed down. We'll fake it and drop it back down for Matsumoto. Matsumoto, they are sluggishly moving now as Snake Country has clamped down a little bit. There's the release for Tomoda, but she's not able to get the disc. They're trying to find that quick give and go, Aaron, like you were saying. Yahata with the disc. Minori has been shut down so far in this game, and they're going to have to put this one deep to Yanagasawa. He rises up and skies just short of the end zone. No, that's Kenta for the goal.
Well read. Well read. That offensive point by Crazy, again, we were talking about how Snake Country has kind of adjusted for the give and go motion. So it felt for a long time in that point like Crazy was kind of stuck in their own handler set, right? It felt kind of gooey and clogged. So, good recognition by the receivers in the backfield to figure out that they had the deep space there available for attacking. Maybe not exactly the throw they were looking for, but maybe one of the first times, just a really excellently read disc there. And a good play between two defenders.
You see the layout there from Narumi Tomoda. And now here's the throw from Matsumoto. And Kenta goes up and high points it beautifully over the defense of John Cox. And that is number 46, Dan Glatt. Two pretty good defenders.
Still a 4-point game here. So Crazy's down 7-11. I'm always in favor of the most competitive game possible, and I love it when the bottom seed in the pool like takes a run at one of the higher seeded teams.
Well, let's see what they do again on defense. They did come down in that really interesting look there that forced a throw right into a poach, and unfortunately unable to capitalize. Let's see what they come down look-wise here.
I know the folks at home are still puzzling over your trivia question, but I did want to draw attention to another interesting feature of the mixed division, and that is beginning of the game. Oh, an all-alone receiver for Snake Country really quick.
Yeah, that zone did not work as Taylor was able to take advantage of it and just rip one deep. It looks like a miscommunication. The crazy players now talking about it, saying, okay, how do we miss this? Clearly Allison Springer was unguarded in the deep space there, and the hug really no problem at all for Snake Country.
Yeah. Sorry, to get back to I was going to explain to the folks at home that at the beginning of the game, when the two teams flip to decide kind of the advantageous side of the field that they'll start on and who's pulling, they also are now flipping for the gender end zone. So the end zone to the right on our screen has been designated for the whole game as the gen zone, as we want to call it. And that means that the team that is in that gen zone gets to determine the gender ratio. So we have seen, I think, one time so far this game where Snake Country indicated that they were going 4 women. And of course, Crazy only has 4 women.
Yeah, they only have 4 women.
They had to comply. It is.
And they were in their Dominator women's set for that.
Yes, it is interesting. The WIF-DIF rules for gender end zone are just a little bit different, and I know the U.S. Kind of rules and organization committees have been fiddling with this for the last few years. So it's got to be interesting too for Crazy, who I think plays under WIF-DIF rules most of the time, to kind of adhere to a different gender ratio rule that is so kind of, important to the personnel that you're running. Great break throw.
Wow.
Oh, closing speed.
Yeah, Chelsea Murphy. Bam. Wow. So that's knowing the zones that Crazy wanted to look into to throw into, and Murphy read that all the way on a male player too as she sneaks in for the poach block.
Yeah, I was in the middle of formulating a sentence like nice break, great throw, and then she just blew it up.
Best way to put it. And that's a goal for Hirschberger. Throw from Davis Whitehead. But that's all Chelsea Murphy on the D there as she snuck through the snake speed of Chelsea Murphy.
Are you doing the sibilant S's on purpose?
I'm just doing one. I'm not going to do it anymore. But
okay.
I had to, I guess, get one in there.
That's pretty funny. We got a couple points left in this game. I think, if you're Crazy and you are new to international play, that sounds funny.
It does sound funny.
I apologize. So if you're this team from Japan called Crazy and you're new to international play, I think you get a lot of takeaways out of this game no matter what happens. And so, of course, we talked to them ahead of time, and they talked a lot about just enjoying each other and having a good time. They have a lot more season left. It sounds like the Japan mixed scene is on a similar schedule to the U.S. Nationals kind of campaign. And so, I would anticipate that whenever that live stream happens of the Japan mixed national final in October, that they well could be in it, and I bet we see them kind of fine-tuning some of these defenses and getting hands on some of these discs that feel like they're 2 inches away right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're preparing for this Enichi mixed tournament, and it's just mixed teams. So their national championship, the biggest tournament, one of the biggest tournaments, obviously Dream Cup is another big tournament, and we just had Japan Nationals, which this team finished second. And Aaron, to your point, when a team finishes second a lot, they got a lot to play for.
That's great.
Oh, just got there. Perfect throw. And it's for the goal to Kenta. That was the rip there from Narumi Tomada to start that point as she found Hazuki Aidie open. Beautiful look.
Yeah, she should probably throw the rest of the away looks for the rest of the game. That was gorgeous. Also, just like a really fast trigger on this.
IDA is so happy I mean, what a great, she's like, I snuck behind. And Jamie Quella, number 64, you see coming to your screen there. That is an excellent elite level defender who goes flying by as Idie snuck open and then up to Kenta. But that play all done by Narumi Tomada.
Definitely harkens back to the very beginning of this game. Just efficient, just very efficient. I am starting to notice a bit of a pattern in the way that they are setting up these points. They are looking for a swing first and then the huck. And so really isolating kind of one player behind the rest of the stack. They're stacking pretty shallow. I think they are really I think they're really fast, and I think they trust each other to get open in that closing speed. And certainly they are throwing throws that fit into that foot race better than a sky battle, which, you know, plays to their strengths certainly. And, you know, I think, again, 2 inches on a lot of these plays is the difference between, you know, a tie game right now and this kind of deficit that we're sitting in right now.
Another sneaky zone from Crazy. This time they have a male defender deep into the space, so they're not going to get beaten that way.
Well, now that you've said that, anything's possible.
Right, true. Chris Wade over the top. That will find his target, number 89 for Boston.
If you're splitting hairs with the weather right now, technically Snake Country is going probably the equivalent of downwind right now. So also just an interesting way to utilize a zone for Crazy.
You know, they just, you know, there was an open player, number 6 there. That's Tessa Jones in the end zone, and forced Chris Wade to try to find her, but the defense was there. So it's pretty solid right now so far from the Crazy defense here in the zone. That's Jones with the disc. To Grin. Grin back to Chris Wade. Wade looking. He's got the hammer over the top, but that's what they want him to throw. Scoobers instead to Dan Glatt. Back to Wade. Tessa Jones is there. Excellent defense from Crazy. They're forcing a lot of throws, but it's a quick give and go sort of through the middle as Glatt finds Grin for the goal. A mistake. It's not really give and go, but I love that the fast release here. Like, Glatt gets the disc and he just flips it. Kind of, that's the zone breaker sometimes you need. Like, this zone was very effective at, if you're going to hold it for 1 or 2 seconds, you're not going to get a great look. And this is where Glatt gets it and releases it basically in the same motion. So a nice cut there from Grin, and that's what does it. So we're getting close here to the end of the game. If Snake gets another one on the board, that's to 15. So anyone with the answer to the trivia question, what year did the mixed division start in the United States? Kara Brown, you're listening. You might be able to have the answer to that. And we already have part of the trivia question. It was called the co-ed division at the time. And I'll give you the hint for the team that won that first Nationals appearance in mixed was from the Bay Area.
That doesn't help me at all.
Okay, well, they're, how about they are a Dr. Seuss reference? If you know your history, this is like a fail-proof hint. So you're saying you don't know your own history?
I don't know.
Have you read a lot of Dr. Seuss books?
I feel like they have been read to me, and the only thing I can like think of right now is like Horton Hears a Who, and I know that it would be a great team name, but it can't possibly be a team referring to Horton and Who's It's and all of those things.
That's correct. It is not Horton Hears a Who.
I'm so sorry.
And it's not Sneetches either, which is the name of the Swarthmore women's team.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. This is irrelevant trivia, but in Minnesota League every year.
Turn from Crazy. This could be the end of the match here. Snake Country has a chance to break to win at 15 here.
Yeah, the Minnesota League teams, they pick a theme and they name all the teams something like thematic, and Dr. Seuss characters would definitely be an awesome way to name all of the Hat League teams.
How many teams are there? I mean, there's plenty of Seuss characters, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I played League, but we're talking 16 to 20 teams who play all summer, probably more on different nights depending. That's just a random guess because I don't actually have it in my head. Apologies. This is a stoppage. Snake Country poised not too far outside the brick on this in game point.
So Aaron, thoughts, first time seeing Snake Country here this season as they begin their campaign, last year, a narrow loss in semifinals and the national championships to the eventual winner, Seattle Mixtape. They lost on Universe after holding the disc. So they got broken on Universe to lose, and they're back. Ooh, nice bid!
Wow! Well.
Missing that from Crazy all day today, but that's a good play. And this hut comes up right away.
Yeah, they don't want to be done.
Yanagisawa with that catch block. And now it's in the Kochi with the throw, and it's not there. He tried to find Minori Hayahata, and he could not.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think most of the Crazy players thought that he was going to be in when he caught that and did not follow the play. So he just got stuck in a high stall count and had to throw to a guarded individual. Woo!
Hirschberger gets that throw up high. Nice read from him. Hirschberger now slings it upfield. And it's a quick one, not in. He'll have to walk it back. That's Misha Hirskew. Hirskew with the disc, facing a little bit of his own.
Another scoober.
Tipped and caught. Tipped by the Japanese defender, but well read by the Boston player. They believe that's David Reshef or Jesse Wolf. And that is the end of the game.
A fitting end to the game on a scoober, because that was...
Jesse Wolf there, number 24, catches the game winner.
Yeah, literally the most scoobers I've probably seen. Yep,
Yeah,
there you go.
Yanagisawa there coming, boom, right across. This is the end of the day. And there's a little bit past Yahata. And this, way to keep his feet down, Jesse Wolf. Hirskew not known for his offensive prowess necessarily. He's on the D-line. And that's gonna do it for this game. The trivia answers, Aaron, I'm not sure, did anyone respond yet? Kara Brown, did anyone get into it? Oh, Kara Brown did respond. She says Redfish Bluefish. That's correct. So the team name is Redfish Bluefish. The year 1998.
I was off by one.
Yeah, you said 99. So very close. We want to thank everyone for tuning in and listening. We'll have some more trivia. We've got some more games coming up. I believe next we have Philadelphia Amp, the #1 seed, playing the I think they're going to be like the 9 seed or something. It's hard to believe, but Blackbird, an excellent team out of San Francisco, 2-time champions, the U.S. Nationals. They will be playing Amp in our next live stream game here from Field 13. So we're going to look at some highlights, replay from this game, and stay with us for the next one. We'll be back in about half an hour.